Oh my God, you guys come and sit down and shut the door. There is another crazy update coming from the Coldplay couple. You know, the people at the whole At Least America, but I'm about to say the world knows what happened at the Cowboy Play concert. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people were looking at the CEO saying, oh my God, are you that stupid? You had to resign from your position as CEO. Your wife is about to take you for half of everything you own because there was no prenup. Literally, the head of HR was hugged up with you. I do want to say one thing, right? How hugged up were those people and swaying and looking in love that out of a concert with 50,000 people, the people with the light looked and said, them, they embody everything we feel whenever we hear Yellow from Coldplay. But forget all that because, baby, there is a new big loser. Y'all, do you know that the woman that was
Present,
hugged up
and
with
no
the
longer has a
CEO, do you
voice who
know
will
that she
pursue
just
justice
married
for her
into
accusation.
the oldest and wealthiest
As of the
family in
taken against
Boston
Diddy,
that are worth
no
about
expansion of the
15? Do you
investigation,
know that she
no
fumbled
isolation orders,
generational
no
wealth?
equipment
She
access,
fumbled a
no
legacy,
suspension of attorney
and what's
communication.
more, she exposed herself as maybe a shameless little hussy. Because here's the thing, we're about to get into what her family's uh, history is, and by family, I use that term loosely because those divorce papers are on there, and I am sure there are plenty of mistresses waiting in the wings. Because one thing we know about old money families, baby, old money means you can get a new mistress wherever you want. We've all heard that the upper crust likes to swap and turn. Do you not know that you need to cheat and do it respectfully? The hell is wrong with this woman? And she's about to be unemployed. She is out. So that means they just wait until they can fire her so she can't. Her husband's about to kick her out. And on top of that, the one thing old money families fear is public shame and humiliation. And she bought that all one. Y'all, let's get into this because honestly, I truly don't understand. But let me tell you about Miss Cat. And I use that term loosely because she's probably probably going to snatch that last name from her. You know that she's only been married into that family since somewhere around 2022, maybe even 2023. Okay. So you haven't even been married long enough to get any real money in any type of spousal support. And usually, old money families, their prenups are ironclad. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think she's probably going to leave penniless. On top of that, I think the family is really, really upset and they might be trying to destroy her. But get this, do you know how she met her husband? Right? So she was married to another man in 2020. While she was married to another man, she literally joined the advisory board for Privateer Rum. That's how this family makes their money, the alcohol brand, right? But 6 generations in, she literally started as the advisory board in Pirate Rum. Now, something happened with that marriage, and she decided to file for divorce. And then, very soon after filing for divorce in 2022, I believe in 2023, she married one of the heirs to the Privateer Rum fortune. Now, after she got married, right, she went on to do her own thing. She wanted independence. So, what did she do? She went into astronomer, whatever that company is, and she started as the H of the head of H. She started going to romantic Coldplay concerts and being hugged up with the CEO. Now, we do not know the nature of their relationship. They look like they were very cozy. And as Chris Martin said, they're either really shy or they're having an affair. But all jokes aside, this woman fumbled the bag so much. I think she might have a mental illness. I don't understand. Why did she do it though? Why did she do it? Did he cheat on her and she wanted to feel pee? Why did you just got married? You should still be in the newly glow. What is going on? You
Present,
got divorced
and no longer
in
has a voice who will
2022
pursue justice
after
for
being
her
on the
accusation.
advisory board and
As of
catching
the
that
taken against
CEO's
Diddy,
attention,
no
who was
expansion
one
of the
heirs to
investigation,
fortune,
no
and now
isolation
you're with a
orders,
new company,
no
a new
equipment
CEO.
access,
But
no
up to your
suspension
old
of attorney
tricks,
communication.
girl. Lil hussy, we got your number. Y'all, let's get into this because I swear you cannot make this up. On top of that, I will say one thing. She is done with that family. Because I was like, well, maybe her husband is like forgiving. Maybe he's like, we'll work this out as a family. No, because this is directly from the New York Post. They said the HR exempt in Coldplay cheating scandal married into one of the oldest, wealthiest families in Boston. The Cabots speak only to God was the actual quote. Now, I don't know much about Boston. I don't know much about the Cabots, and far be it from me to want to disgrace their legacy. But do you think that the Cabots were the ones that gave all this information to the New York Post? Because who the hell is walking down Southeast and South Boston, right, South in Boston, and somebody's like, hey, do you know the cabbage? Yeah. But they only see the cab. I can't even do a Boston accent. The cabbage only speak to God. You really expect us to believe anybody in Boston is walking around saying that? Cabbage, shut up. I got it. I guess. I guess. I guess. Anyway, they said she married into one of the oldest and wealthiest families in Boston. Where is it at? Like the allegedly jilted husband touts his family lineage as a sixth-generation owner of the long-standing rum brand founded by the original Andrew Cat. Does anybody drink Cabot rum? I'm not a rum drinker. I don't really unless it's Absolute used to be Shiro unless it's like a name that like I've known for a while, but I don't know, it sounds familiar. When I first heard her last name was Cabot, I was like the butter for Cabot Crees, and everybody was like, no dummy, the rum baron. I literally thought it was Cabot Creameries, like, the butter they sell at Costco's, those. I said the butters. Oh my God. But that's why you got to do your research anyway, right? They said the Cabot fortune has transcended generations and was estimated 200. That's 15.4 billion in 2020. It's not clear when Christian and Andrew got actually married. But it's at least the second marriage for both. They said the previous divorce was finalized in 2020. One thing she can do, because people like to listen to anyone, she should go on TikTok and tell how she bagged not one, but two C. Something tells me, even though she is still using her profile pic for 20 years ago, they both were, because when you look at their old work profile pics and them, I don't know what was she doing. I don't even want to know what she was doing. Probably said Diddy level stuff, but consensual. Anyway, they said Kristin, sorry guys. They said Christian, her now deleted LinkedIn account showed that she has served as an advisory board member at Privateer One set September 20. That's probably how she met her husband. Property records showed that they bought a $2.2 million house on the New Hampshire coast. Damn. Earlier this year, the Cabot family is one of the original Boston Brahmin clans that controlled New England for centuries. A club so old, waspy, and distinguished that the Irish Catholic Kennedys are left out in the cold. Okay, so clearly her husband gave this, because why are you giving us your family lore? But we love to see it. The family made its fortune in suit known colloquially in industry circles as carbon black, a key ingredient in car tires, and dates back to New England for 10 generations. The family members have been behind a slew of businesses
Present,
across
and
New
no
England,
longer has a voice who will
including
pursue
a
justice
rum
for her
company. The family
accusation.
patriarch,
As
Samuel
of the
Kidd,
taken against Diddy,
kickstarted the
no
family's
expansion
fortune
of the
by
investigation,
marrying
no
Elisa
isolation
Perkins,
orders,
the
no
daughter
equipment
of a wealthy
access, no
merchant
suspension of
trainer.
attorney
Okay, he
communication.
clearly gave this background info, but that's okay. The family is so well known in Boston. It's said locally that the cabbage speak only to God, as a local poem goes. And this is good old Boston, the home of the bean and the cod, where the lost talk only to the cabs, and the cabs talk only to the God. The cabbage of yesterday were seafarers of merchants who partook in the slave and opium trade in the early 19th century. I knew you don't get 15 billion by slinging rum, 'cause I ain't never seen cabbage rum in the I'm just saying they share portions of their largest over the years. Anyway, the husband, I'm assuming he sourced the New York Post article, wants us to know that he ain't no average ninja and she fumbled a bag. And you know what? I got to agree with them. This is one of the messiest cheating scandals ever, but she did fumble a bag. And for what? Another woman's man. Oh my God, that he ran and hid and didn't even protect her. But you know what? That's none of my business. But we will be following this story close. I'll talk to y'all later.